All right, we are live, OTNG, session 8, season 2, session 8, and tonight we have Nils and Peter. Ethan is slaving away for the war industry in some capacity.
God bless him.
Somebody's got to make the bomb.
That's right.
Do you remember that Circle Jerks track, Making the Bomb?
Yeah.
So good. Right. Nils, are you caught up from last week,
Yes, I am.
last session? And we had kind of split the party. We'd split the group into two smaller contingents to deal with the threat that's currently facing the crossings and the threat that was left unanswered, or the shrine that was left unexplored. And I guess my question,
I think we lost Aaron.
or shrine 2 on the Hangout, I don't know.
You're back.
There you are. You said
And I'm back.
You said my question and then you disappeared.
My question to you is, where will we start? Will we begin at the crossings, or will we return to the shrine?
Well, it sounded like you kind of advanced things along to finish things off last night.
Well, we kind of did a bunch of hand waving, and
Right.
what I had said in the email, or maybe I had just mentioned it to Peter, was we could certainly go back and finish off the shrine, and we can sort of have this resetting of that scene, I guess you could say. But there's also the hole in the ground to deal with at the City of Crossings, in the wealthiest district of the city, the destroyed house of the first family.
Right. So it sounded like with the hand wavings, you guys had finished everything off in the temple, right?
There were
there were places we could still explore.
There were places left to explore, and there were counters that I had hand waved that we could go back and rerun. And I have an idea about how to do that. But again, I'm open to how you'd like to approach tonight's session, or we could do something completely different. So that would be nice.
Well, it just seemed like you guys came up with a great idea of doing this side quest since I was gone, and then now that Ethan's gone, we go do something he's already involved in. The problem is that he's already involved in both active sections.
Well, so, my thought on that one was you bring in your second character into the zombie one, since we don't have Ethan backing us up there. So you run two characters tonight.
That's actually a good.
And I run Ichabod.
That's actually a good ploy, I guess you might say.
Because we were only doing one each in that one.
Yes, right.
And that'll just bring the balance, and I can't bring Opie in anyway.
Yeah, well, my only thought is not to disparage, but belittle the shrine. But I have the feeling that the zombie thing is going to be the key item for the story, and therefore it would be nice to be able to include Ethan in it. But it is what it is.
So I will say that the shrine will progress the story. Sorry, not the shrine. The crossings, the zombies will progress the story. Revisiting the shrine is like stepping back on the timeline, kind of.
Right. Yeah. It's not that this is really the correct term, but it almost seems like kind of busy work. That it's something to keep us occupied for the evening while we wait for Ethan to come back.
Well, it's
not quite, but
not quite. I mean, it is kind of going back to wrap up something that you hadn't done. The principle that we had applied was that any characters that went to the shrine would be unavailable at the crossings for the zombies.
So was there more stuff to explore at the shrine other than kind of going back and doing the hand wave stuff?
There is a little bit.
Okay.
But the hand wave stuff had addressed the primary prize as well.
Right, yeah.
Primary treasure.
Right.
What treasure?
So
the crystals. What are you talking about? I just ate all of these. I don't know what you're talking about.
Belts.
I'm feeling so good.
So yeah, I think Peter's, it is what it is. People make it or can't. So I think that it sounds like the most efficient use of our time would be.
I hope we lost Nels.
And fill the third spot.
Okay. I think what you had said was the most efficient use of our time would be to go back to the crossings and deal with what's to be dealt with there, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Is my mic not working well? Am I breaking up?
No, I think we just dropped you out for like a bandwidth issue or something. But
okay.
We have you now.
Yeah, just once.
I just got these brand new headsets. They better be working.
I know.
Well, like you have like 2 or 3 different ones to try out to see which ones you like. Is that the...
Well, it's because none of them have a long enough battery life to last a whole session.
Oh. Mine's just plugged in. I'm old school.
And you don't have a long enough cord or something to run it that way, or
they're all Bluetooth.
Hmm.
I didn't want to, because I usually when I'm painting, and my laptop's 2 or 3 feet away from me, and I don't want to deal with the cord at that point. So.
Ah.
Righty. Well,
righty then.
Let's take you back to the scratch pad here. I really think I need a background texture for the scratch pad.
Lots of blood splatters.
Like parchment.
Yeah. So, who recalls where we last left this encounter? At crawling your way back up out of the cellar.
The picture. You were here in the. This is the.
Oh, sorry, wrong scratch pad. I killed that scratch last session. So let me reset the scene.
Seems to me that we were in the basement and we were trying to get Roberto. What is his name? Rodrigo.
Rodolfo.
Trying to get Rodolfo.
Roberto, Rodrigo. What is your name anyway? Rodolfo.
We're trying to get Rodolfo to come with us to see if we can't fight the plague together, and he doesn't think our magic is any stronger than his, and he has a box that seems to hold him off. And I want to ask him what he's doing there. Why doesn't he get out? We have a way out.
Right, and they are withered old men standing about you and amongst the rubble of the Furt house. And what is it about you, Ichabod, that Rodolfo or that Rodolfo can see your true heretical beliefs?
Here, I better find out for myself before I answer that.
And just as a reminder, what I recall about Ichabod is that he was an initiate of a heretical sect.
He was initiated of the old faith, and then he was part of a heretical sect.
A believer of the old gods, but had fallen in with a heretical sect.
Who then caused me to lose much of my faith.
Who then caused you to lose much of your faith. And what is it about you that Rodolfo instantly, with one look into your eyes, sees right through you down to the core of your heretical beliefs?
Well, right there on professions, I have devotee. I think that's more than initiate of old faith to me. I think that's someone who, truly believes in his heart that, in certain things. And I do believe in good and evil, and I do believe in standing up for what's right. And in the end, he's the guy you want next to you when things go down, and he will go with you to the end. You know, it's what's that line Aragorn says? I would have followed you to the gates. I would have followed you to the fires of Mordor. That's Ichabod. He's just a pure soul, which is why Opie has done the things he's done to protect him and to take vengeance for what happened to his family member.
Okay.
Because Ichabod couldn't. He couldn't
Right.
do that.
He wasn't that man.
Right. He's not a murderer. You know, Opie will do it. He's like, you know, bad people got to be murdered. You know, it just happens. But Ichabod, no, he's not a murderer. He's a fighter and a warrior. But no, he's a devotee and a man of honor and a man of truth. In a really messed up world, trying to hold together this chosen family of his as best he can.
Okay. And then what is it about the heretical sect, right? The fringe group of the old gods that you had fallen in with. And what is it about these beliefs or your appearance or mannerisms that allows Rudolfo to instantly identify you as one of these dangerous heretics?
Oh, I don't know if I have any. I thought I'd kind of fallen out with the dangerous heretics, but maybe they branded me. I don't know.
Oh, a brand. Sure, that's great. Where is it? Is it a brand on your body or a brand on your heart?
Oh, nice. It's a brand right on my chest. Oh, my left.
Over
breast.
your heart.
Yeah.
And what does it look like, that brand?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna have to work on that. Something pretty simple though.
Okay.
Almost runic in nature, because the heretical old sect were saying that the old gods weren't old enough, that we needed to go to the fathers of the old gods, and that's where the worship was. And this is when I began to question, wait a minute, this whole old god, new god, it's the same thing over and over again. It's just a cycle.
Gods.
Right. It's where Ichabod come, and his point is none of it matters and they don't care about us. So give them the worship that's due, but we have lives to live.
Okay. So when Rudolfo comes crawling up out of the cellar and you're starting to gather, you're all kind of gathering your wits about the darkness that you saw there in that rather common cellar.
He's blown to pieces.
He looks at you and he looks right at your heart and he says, "You bear the mark." And you know exactly what he means. The mark of the sect. The mark of
the fathers.
The mark of the fathers.
That's all that they're known as. The old gods are all. That's all we know them by. We don't even know their names.
And
they're not the old gods. They're the oldest gods.
The oldest gods. The gods before the gods. The gods. Nils, which character are you running tonight?
That sounds like
you're running both Ichabod and 808.
Gideon, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Right. And we need Gideon. He's a healer.
Gideon, 808, and Ichabod. Ichabod the fighter, 808 the construct, and Gideon the priest, a believer of the new gods. And what is it when you first encounter Rudolfo, you know instantly where his faith and his beliefs lies? Is he a follower of the old or of the new?
Rudolfo?
The man who you found in the cellar, surrounded by shadows and blackness, who clasped a box to his chest, that when he opened it, rays of sunlight burst forth and held back the shadows. Rudolfo, the withered old man whose companions match his age and stature. His companions are all men at arms, but broken men now.
He And his companions are relatively new converts to the new god. And the reason partially is that they're broken is because they were adherents of the old god, and they've seen the power of the new god, and that's what's in the box is
Right.
a reliquary of the new god, and it is very effective against this chaos and evil that's coming into town. And they have to believe because it's the only thing that saved them, but they don't want to.
Okay. I love it. I love it. All right. So you, in your introductions and your initial conversations with Rudolfo, this guy is a zealot. He's a fanatic. He's like bulging-eyed, kind of almost verging on lunacy in terms of his faith. And he knew where the plague was centered. He knew it was a schism of the old gods brought to lay low the struggling bastion of humanity that is the crossings. And because there's this fear that somehow the old gods are going to lose their grip on this place. So they, rather than lose their grip on this place, they decided to cleanse it. This is all from Rudolfo's perspective.
Of course.
And he knew that the Furt family, Familia Furt, was truly a puppet in all of this. And he and his devotees made a foray into this neighborhood before the plague really began to reveal its true nature. And they were sort of trapped behind the barricades, but no matter, no mind, they would find the source of this darkness and despair, and they would purify it with the light. And it's Rudolfo and 3 of his devotees. Once there were more, but they fell to the blackness of the shadows in the cellar. They could make their way no further, and it was only Rudolfo's artifact of the new gods that allowed them to hold them at bay. But there is a draining price of this artifact. It costs years off a man's life merely to glimpse the glory of the light.
So don't look into the light.
And
Into the light, Caroline.
And when you had tried to draw them out, you remember one of the men tried to flee to you and was struck down by the shadow and created a third inky blackness in the dark. So you're at the edge of the cellar.
I think it was Gideon's light spell that had held them at bay, wasn't it?
Morgan's. You're at the edge of the cellar. There are 3 of you. 3 of you heroes with these religious fanatics, these religious new god fanatics that are bent on discovering the source of destruction here in the foundation of the Furt household. And you do know that there are 3 dark shadows lurking there in the cellar, whose touch is enough to draw a man's life force from his body and convert him to the same blackness. What will you do?
I kind of like the idea of going home, but I don't think that's an option. What's Nils got? Doesn't he have some like wonderfully powerful thing that'll save our butts?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't.
So I have stuff that gives you more boons and possibly lots more boons at one time. I have something that can, if the target fails a will save, will challenge, they become frightened, which gives them a boon or a bane.
I'm
And I've
guessing
got
these
my
things don't get frightened.
And that didn't work too well on the walking corpses.
right. Okay, thank you for reminding me. And then I've got my super Mjolnir Thor's hammer attack fighting weapon or spell.
So no turn undead or anything helpful like that.
No, that's the one thing that I did before where I tried to make them scared of me, and it didn't work too well. For 808, he's discovered a tradition, but he doesn't have any spells for it yet. And the one benefit that he's gotten so far is he's got an artificer's bag. Look that up.
Tell me about this artificer's bag.
It's a bag filled with, yes, it's a bag of spells with spare parts to create my own equipment.
Ah, right.
You measure the number of parts in gold crowns, and it's worth any spare parts equal to twice your group level, which I guess would be 6 gold crowns. Use an action to begin assembling from the parts a suit of armor, weapon, ammunition, or engineering item by spinning parts from the bag. That's equal to the item's price. And it takes 1 minute to create the object. At the end of the time, you have finished the piece of equipment and remains with you until you complete a rest, at which point it becomes spare parts again.
Oh, so it's almost recyclable. That's very interesting.
Right, and then when you complete a rest, you replenish the parts of the bag up to your normal, the normal gold crown value.
Up to your level.
Or twice the level of the party. And that's it. So he can tinker things together, but other than being, having his normal charge in and ask questions later, he doesn't have any.
None of us have any really helpful against ghasts and creepy things. And,
no.
And none of us really want to be aged instantly either.
Other than your great idea of just going home.
So does Rodolfo think that the source of this whole plague is in this cellar and can be stopped with the light?
Well, remember in the back of the cellar you saw other stairs leading down?
Right, I do recall that. It made me nervous. Damn, we need Morgan's light spell.
Yeah. I was trying to think actually, let me look at the equipment list, because it sounds like I could basically make anything on the equipment list with a bit of thought.
Well, rather than looking at the equipment list, you can make anything.
Go gadget Nils.
It's not I wouldn't necessarily constrain it to simply the equipment list, but you can construct, fabricate, or craft things with these spare parts. I might ask you for what does it look like, or how is that? What are you combining to do that, right?
Right.
But it still needs to come up with a gold crown value.
I will assign that for you.
Okay.
So you could come up with like a UV light projector, like a flashlight.
Jetpacks.
Well, even
I was thinking
better.
jetpacks, but yeah. But I have a feeling those are going to be more than 6 gold crowns. So.
Well, again, tell me what your what you want to build, and we will work that out together, and I will assign a cost. I think you have how many gold crowns worth of parts?
6.
And gold crowns are quite valuable.
Right. Okay. Well, I was just thinking
they're
about
good as
options.
gold.
Good as gold.
But yeah, we don't have any kind of magical incantations that would
help us.
Okay.
I'm really a UV light projector. Like it's it's a lantern that projects sunlight. Because Morgan's sunlight seemed to really bug the shit out of these things.
Right,
we shrank from it.
But we don't have a source of sunlight right now.
Right, you're going to make a lantern that projects sunlight.
I think what Peter's suggesting is you'll create it.
Okay, hold on just a second, guys.
Should I do my saltwater runs now?
Yes.
Can you turn my Wi-Fi?
Yes. Okay. I was thinking you would need to be able to. It would need to be something practical that you would have to be able to create. But okay.
That is practical. I mean, this is a fantastic world, so.
True. And you're not. I'm not saying make a lightsaber, or even I'm saying you make a lantern, because we can understand the concept of a lantern, and you have the ability to move lenses and stuff in there to make it simulate daylight as opposed to a weak candlelight. And there you have gems or whatever in your bag, and that was my thought.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's. That sounds like a plan.
I've been listening to a lot of Terry Pratchett books on tape, so fantastic technology just seems logical to me.
Mm-hmm. It's magic almost. Technology is magic.
Yeah, it is. Well, there's that. Yeah, advanced enough technology seems like magic.
So to give a sense of things, a spotlight lantern is 5 silver pieces, SS, whatever SSs are. And
so maybe you could make a couple of them if you have to spend a gold each even.
And magnifying glasses are also 1 silver sovereign.
Again, don't worry about that stuff. Don't.
Okay.
I mean, tell me what you want to build, and I will give you a price and parts.
Right. Okay.
And you'll tell me kind of how you think it would be built or what it would be constructed of.
Right.
And I'm not going to rob you of your parts. I just want to have a framework.
A narrative.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to take the lanterns that we already have, and then we've got the candle light sources, and then he'll be using a combination of magnifying glasses, some specialized little bits of colored gems to change the hue of the light, and he asks Gideon for some sort of to bless some sort of like a little bit of liquid, and he has got a little vial in there that the light is shining through the holy water, and that's turning it, creating the technological magical effect that's creating it somewhat.
Okay.
I love the holy water. Nice touch.
Okay. Sure. So let's see here.
Well put, Nils. Well put.
It's going to cost you 2 parts to make this thing.
2 out of 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you could make 3 of them?
I was going to make 2 and then save 2 parts for something else we might need.
Oh, good idea.
Okay, so you want to make 2 of these lanterns. Let's see, it's going to take you some time to do that. And as you're finishing the construction of the first, you see coming up the rise, up the hill, a shambling mob of those walking corpses.
Oh, I think we're going to have to just stick with 1, huh?
There's 9 of them.
Oh, man. Those guys suck. I think we need to take our 1 lantern and Rodolfo's box and see if we can't get through there.
Well, are we wanting to go past them, or are we want to go back into
No.
the house and get to the stairs or whatever?
That's it. We'd be going to the stairs to avoid these guys.
So you
Right.
guys are, I'll give you a quick sketch about what's in my mind's eye. You guys are up here on the plateau with the rubble.
There we go.
And here's the rivers way out here. And here's the balance of the city is way out here. And coming up the rise towards you is a small group of walking corpses.
I don't know if we can take 9 of them.
I don't know if it's a small group. There's 9, but you can also see other movement about the neighborhood. You know, there's some happening over here and back here.
And the more
Quite a
fighting
bit
we have
down here, down by the barricades.
Yeah, by the more fighting we have up here, the more we're going to draw these guys. So I said we get in the house and hope they don't follow us.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's let's go with the one lantern that we have. Between that and the box, I think we can hopefully keep ourselves covered.
And the light of a regular lantern couldn't hurt, so at least we'll know where we're going.
Okay. Tell me, how does this, how do you, I know you have this lantern that blasts and is searing and blinding holy light.
Mhm.
Is it a radius? Is it a
It would need to be like a bullseye lantern. It's a beam because of it having to shine through the water and a couple of different layers of things in order to purify the light. So it's not going to be an all around kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh, that's too bad. That's all right. We'll take what we can get.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I'd like to have a magic shield one, but hey, there's too many zombies.
We all want things in life.
That's it. Wanting's good, but you can't have everything.
Let's see.
Hey, Ichabod's going to trust to his magic sword right now. That's what's all he's got going for him.
That's right. Cool
I'm a
sword.
spellbinder.
Come on. There, that looks a little bit better.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, sort of a parchment.
It's just taking me a moment to fiddle with it. All right, so you guys, what are you doing with Rodolfo? Anything?
Well, I can't. He's not going to talk to me, but he'll talk to Gideon. What does he want to do? He and his men aren't up to going further, are they? And if they are, then we'll all have to stick together.
Do you want to try to convince them to come with you?
Well, that's what they were trying to do, wasn't it?
They were trying to find the source of the corruption. They know it's here beneath the foundations of this house, but they also are beaten men.
Right. So they probably aren't going to survive another. Well, can they hide out here safely until we can get back to the top, or are they going to get inundated with zombies?
Yeah, there's all kinds of things. I mean, so
they're welcome to come with us, and we'll try to defend them.
You could try to take them with you if you want. I don't
think Rodolfo's going to let go of that box.
No, he's not.
So he has to come with us if that box is what's going to seal up, right? So I guess what we can say is we are offering to escort him in his mission because he's not coming back And our mission is to try and stop this plague. And if he thinks he knows how to do it, then we might as well try and help him, right?
You might as well work together.
That's it, because his men can't do it now, really. And, well, they can't do it without us, and we don't know what that box is, so we can't do it without them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how I see it.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I don't know why I can't get this damn thing to be the same size as the screen. It's driving me bonkers. I'm sure it's driving the rest of you guys bonkers too. But
no, because I'm painting while we play, so it's good.
It's neither here nor there.
I still love you.
All right, now that means a lot. Let's see here. Oh, is there? Oh, wait, I'll just fix it like this. Ha! Take that. Roll 20. It's made the background transparent.
What a cool sound. What is that?
That's Nils's text or something.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rudolfo's willing to go with you.
Or let us go with him.
Let him go with you. And this is all kind of like a hurried discussion as you're like kind of looking down at the corpses, trying to make your decision on what course of action you're going to take. So quick, give me a marching order. And I'll roll. I'll check for those guys.
I'm happy to take point or bring up the rear. I think we should put the poor guys between us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I say
So
take me
Rudolfo
with the
says that
mundane.
once we get to the cellar, we're going to have to move quickly, and to try to get past those shadows. We had gotten past them on our first descent until they surrounded us and started striking down my men, and the holy light was not enough to keep them at bay until I could sacrifice enough of my essence to provide it the power that it needed. And he's sort of saying this as you guys are sort of stepping down the stairs.
Not happily, but with purpose.
So if I had, let's see, I see 808 on the board. I see here's Ichabod coming onto the board. Oh, there's Ichabod on the board. We'll need Gideon on the board.
Gideon's already here, I think. Nope, I guess not. Sorry, I was.
Gideon's the book, I believe.
Gideon in the house.
And then we'll use these the crossed arrows as the men-at-arms. And we'll use the notebook or the stabbed letter as Rudolfo's token. So if you guys want to just pull together a quick marching order for me, that'd be great. And then tell me how you're going to use these essentially 2 bullseye lanterns to penetrate the...
Are we moving north or?
We're moving west to east, and I'm going to draw it for you.
Okay. And I will need to have I can't seem to touch anything.
I'll fix all the touchiness. Sorry.
I can touch the men-at-arms.
Right. There. Fixing it.
Oh, the scroll is Roberto?
Yes, the letter.
Rodolfo, excuse me.
Yes, Rodolfo. He'll continue to remind you of that too. Damn it, heretic. It's Rodolfo.
All right, I can move Ichabod. Well, I will be glad to take point if you want, or bring up the rear.
I was thinking that There we go. Gideon with his spells, and you with your fighties can take point. 808 can go in the
Fighties.
back.
Yeah.
And
He doesn't need light either, does he?
I don't know. It's a good question. But then put the others in the middle. I'm not sure.
Okay, so that looks good. So that's your marching order north to south.
Yeah, sorry. Right.
That's all right.
Here, let's do it this way. There we go.
That's a neat trick.
Okay, so the stairs are here and here.
Yeah. And I think our plan is to move from one set of stairs to the other as quickly as possible and blasting any shadows we see with light.
And you have, so you're going to use it like a snapshot. The shadows come up and you blast the light at them, kind of thing.
Well, we were happy to have it on so we can see anyway, but as soon as you see anything like that, just point it right at them.
Yeah, one of these guys lights up a torch. So you have some light in the dungeon.
Well, Ichabod has a mundane lantern.
Mm-hmm. Does he fight with the? Does Ichabod want to carry the lantern?
Well, he can, but he fights with a shield, so.
Oh, probably not. So do you want to give your lantern to the guy behind you, or let him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where's my Ichabod figure? I think I finished painting him.
Okay, and then
he's got a shield. I got the shield and the lantern on the figure. Nice. All right.
See, the two layers that have the two tokens, the two adventurers, the two heroes would be heroes that have the violent lights. Whoops.
Were we able to make two in time?
You were able to make one.
Make one. I thought so. Yeah.
Ichabod's light is from the box, not Ichabod. Rudolfo. And then 808 also has the lantern. Are you going to carry the lantern, 808? The lantern that you built with your own two hands?
No, not from the back. It seems like it would be much more needed up in front. So
going to give it to Gideon?
Yeah, Gideon will carry it.
Oh, drat. Whoops, what happened there? Oh, I see. There are many windows open. Ha!
Many roads to travel.
All right. So the first of you step into your boots crunch onto the floor of this cellar that has been burned and blasted out, and you can see swirling in the inky blackness, in the inky dark, even darker shapes. 3 of them. And they are here. We need some inky black darkness. For inky black darkness. Where are my damn tokens?
You can set a light source and just make it black.
No. I'm just going to use a token.
An anti-light source?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's the best kind. This will do.
It's the Goths.
Oh man, it's orcs.
Oh man, it's always orcs. Why is it always got to be orcs with you guys? something like this. And each of these tokens represents like a swirling shadow. What will you do?
I think we should shine the light right on it.
Yeah, let's give this thing a blast.
All right, Gideon, show me where you're projecting that beam of light. And I suppose that you're going to move further into the, you guys are going to be shining your lights and moving you further in. So what I'm going to do is, as you shine the lights, I'm going to move the tokens around in response to that light, and then move you in kind of, it's going to take you 3 phases essentially to cross this room. 1, 2, 3 to get to the to get to the stairway on the far side and get all your members down. So I just need, we're just going to do it that way. Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
Deal.
How do you do the ruler thing?
You click on the ruler tool that's below the magnifying glass.
Oh, that's
They changed the ruler tool. It doesn't look like a, oh, there's, you can do the no snapping. It still looks like a comb. That's good.
Okay, I was gonna say that's why it's doesn't look right. So I'm gonna shine it like this.
Okay.
Basically, basically, I'm going to use it like a leaf blower. Okay. That didn't work like I expected.
Well, leaf blew it.
I was expecting it to move away from the light and further into the other corner, but all right.
It did move away from the light.
Okay.
Okay, now, where you have 2 light sources, what will you do? Bringing the stairs with us.
You see me with 2 light sources, you mean Rodolfo's as well? Because I take it they're not affected by a normal lantern.
No. Well, they might be. Well, those guys in the basement, they didn't have any lanterns. They were just they were, you know, clinging to Rodolfo and his holy light.
Hoping the box would save them.
Right. Save us, holy box.
Yeah, it doesn't work out too well, did it?
Never does.
Never does.
Oops.
Oh, crap. What happened?
Okay, you guys are about right here.
Okay.
And you can move yourselves in different ways or whatever, but you know, you can make a move that would take you, you know, you guys in the front could get up to the, pretty much to the stairs. You guys in the back could get kind of the middle of the room sort of thing.
Right. Well, I would.
And then rather than using the tool, let's just draw a line out with the paintbrush. Okay. That way it stays on the map, and you guys can move and react to it as well.
All right. So what is it we were doing? Moving again?
We're looking for the lights to get projected from Rodolfo and from Gideon. You're shining it backwards, Gideon?
No, so I'm not able to draw things straight. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I'm shining it down at the one that's nearest status.
Like this.
Yeah.
So if you want to draw a straight line, use the polygon tool, and then you right-click to at the end of the line. But that's fine. So you're shining it, blasting it right at the one that's there. Okay, what are you doing? What's Rodolfo doing? Which one is he shining it? I'll let you control that.
I think Rodolfo is keeping an eye on this one here, and if it moves towards the group at all, he's going to blast it if he has to. But since
he will have to blast it because it will descend on you. But you guys are heroes, so you kind of get to go first, right?
Very good. So that's the plan he's doing there, and Ichabod plans to hit the thing if it gets close to hit him with my magic sword.
Okay. Right. So you
is your enchanted sword?
Is your sword imbued with your magical energy?
Oh yeah, I said it at the beginning of the adventure, and it goes for over 4 hours.
Cool. And Rudolfo's back here. Is he shining his light up to the northeast there? What is, I missed that.
Yes, he's trying to protect the group from this northern ghast, I guess.
So kind of like this, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And if
So,
it gets close at all, I'm swinging the sword at it.
okay. All right, go ahead and move your tokens as you'll move them.
Oh. How do you get rid of a line?
You select it with the arrow tool and delete it.
Okay, there we go.
That about as far as we can go?
Yeah, that looks good. So this one comes up. So it comes racing at the group here, and it has a choice of kind of like 3 targets that it's going to attack. And
not in the face, not in the face.
Could be Men-at-Arms, it could be Gideon, or it could be Ichabod. So D6 high to low. Oh, it goes for the Man-at-Arms.
Whew.
All right, so let's clean up some of these lines. And I'm going to have to figure out the attacks and stuff. Now, oh yeah, it kind of like squeezes between the light. It's being shined on. Shined?
Shined.
Oh, I have an idea.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's gonna be awesome.
You're going to kill us.
It's going to be so fucking awesome.
Nils, are you worried? I'm worried.
Oh, it doesn't have a color. Oh, yes. Let's see, what's the appropriate radius for or angle for a bullseye lantern?
I think it's 60.
It's a cone. Yes, wait. Where was I reading this? I read a description of this. I think it's an equipment. Wait, I'm wearing my painting glasses, so I have to hold the book up to all the way to my face like a mole man. What the hell's wrong with me?
Mole man.
Equipment. There it is.
So I think
99.
you can set a light source as the
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, I see. Because there's a description of the cone that it makes.
See, what's half of 45? 22 and some?
22 and a half. Just a second.
Do you know where the syringe went?
I put it in, like on the back of your sink.
Okay. Can you turn back my Wi-Fi and look up something?
But I did.
What?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so there's lantern and there's spotlight lantern. The lantern, a lit spotlight lantern, fills a 20-yard long cone-shaped area with light.
Okay.
Hey, I was helpful.
Very helpful.
So that should be enough to blast one of these things mercilessly.
It didn't do it. All right, we're not going to fuck around with it too much. All right, what are you guys going to do? There's this one shadow whirling in on you. You've held 2 at bay. It's descending. It's like just honing in on this pitiful devotee of Rudolfo's. And you're like within striking distance of the stairs.
Can I hack this thing with my enchanted
You want to charge
sword?
it and fight it? Sure.
I do want to try. I might be able to wound it with the sword while everybody moves past. I'm just trying to save these guys. I know it's suicide and we should just take it as a freebie, but...
There. Now it's working. and then this guy.
And the yellow lantern just lighting everything up because it's just a regular lantern.
Yes, and the yellow lantern's just lighting everything up. But I'm not going to turn it on. Well, I'm going to make it dim, I think, to try to have some variation.
Well, I'm already dim.
Who's got the lantern? The guy that's getting attacked has got the lantern, I guess.
That was the guy next to him has the lantern.
I can't. I'm too far zoomed out.
Yeah, the guy in the middle had the lantern. The guy who's being attacked was the guy who's just to the right of him.
Yep, you're right. I'm sorry. I was just too far zoomed out. Let's see, and that's 30. And dim light starts at.
You can put your dick in a circle because I'm not fucking around.
Can you guys see now a little bit?
Yes, dimly.
Mhm.
Yes, dimly, and now you have your like lightsabers that you can point at things, and it will be cool.
Hold on a second here. I'm being infested by ants in the kitchen. All right. While I talk to you guys, I'm going to arm myself with the Windex. Die. Fuckers. There's nothing for you here. There's barely anything for me here. Be gone. Foul little beasties. Plumber was onto the house today, so I'm sure we've been having trouble with him lately anyway, but I have a feeling
like disturbed a nest or something.
Oh, yeah. I'm not tolerating this crap,
Nils,
you six-legged bastards.
The light things.
I'm sorry?
You're in charge of the light things.
Okay.
The directing of the light beams and the shadows like whirling in on this pitiful devotee who's like cringing in fear, and Ichabod's charging to his rescue. We're now kind of in a combat round. So I need to know, will you take fast or slow turns?
I'm going
Of course,
fast.
now that you have everything dark, we can't see the.
I'll light something up there.
Gideon will go
Put a
slow.
lantern up there in the tracker.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Gideon will go slow, and I'm sorry, Gideon will go fast, and 808 will go slow.
His name is Boobs. Boobies, if you want to be formal. Yeah, so we had a plumber over today who apparently fixed part of the drain, so it looked like I was going to have no water tonight, and it turns out I'm all right. I'm all right.
I'll put your token up there.
Okay, thanks. I couldn't figure out how to copy it.
Nils, did you get your water? Did you? I don't recall if you got your water situation taken care of.
Yeah, we finally, after about a week and a half, and multiple plumbers, some of which said, no, we don't want to do it because it's 60-year-old galvanized and it'll probably break everything and make it worse. We finally got it fixed, but then when that got fixed, the person that had come out to fix it said, oh, by the way, I think you have a gas leak. So since I didn't even think at that point of asking them, going, can you fix it right now? So I called the people back. They came back out the next day and they fixed it. So,
oh, good.
Now we're just waiting for our driveway to start crumbling because the leak was underneath the driveway and it was undermining the driveway.
Oh, good.
Right.
As long as you have something to remember it by.
Well, Erica's now talking about taking the oak tree out of our yard because that was what caused the damage. And we're expecting more damage as time goes on. So.
Yeah.
But of course, being that it is an oak tree, we have to submit a permit with the city, publicly notifying that we're going to do it, and then take public comment on removing it.
Oh, that's even better. I have to get a permit to take out 2 redwood trees that are trying to grow into the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, ugh, I haven't even done that yet. I did get the quote from the arborist though to come and do it, a buddy of mine. All right, so I see how you're blasting these lights.
Mhm.
And go ahead and take your actions.
So Gideon is going to use his action to focus the light on the one that's rushing us.
And is he moving, or are you staying put?
Yeah, I'm staying put.
Okay. And so I'm going to ask a couple of things here. First, check the turn orders and make sure that you're placed in the correct positions, fast or slow.
Mhm.
Then also, Nils, if you wouldn't mind controlling Rudolfo, which is the letter, the
Right.
Luther letter,
Mhm.
and Peter, if you wouldn't mind controlling the devotees, the crossed arrows.
Certainly. Okay, let me do a quick double check here. Excellent.
At the rate we're going tonight, we won't. You guys will still be in this adventure next week too, which is fine. I mean, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I'm having fun.
I agree. I don't have a schedule to keep. All right, I just want to double check and not missing my abilities because I forgot I do an extra D6 damage, but I think that's all been added into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my boon has been added in. Okay, good.
Right. I think we've added all that stuff for you.
I think we have now, yeah. Except it'll do one more D6 because it's now enchanted. All right.
Right. Just make sure you update your character sheet with that detail, and then we might need to do the roll
I did the separate
20 plus stuff that we did to your character sheet last week. I don't know if you followed that in the video the other day, Nils.
Not really, because I was just listening.
You
I wasn't
didn't
watching.
care.
Well, no, it did sound interesting, but it was not something that.
It's how you set it so what it shows on the chat when you roll dice and stuff, and when you combat especially. So yeah.
So
All right.
to know what these monsters are all about anyway.
Tell you.
So you're making an attack, right? So you're charging to the rescue.
Damn it. I keep losing my character sheet. Hold on, because I took it off the main screen, so it's not what everybody has to look at if they're watching the fit.
Right.
All right. So now I go back to chat. Now go to the character. Sword. All right.
Die.
And the boon is already added. No new boon. 25 over 20. Is that more than 5 of its defense, by the way?
We'll find out. It probably is, but
I certainly hope so.
So we'll just pause there as Gideon rushes in and delivers a mighty blow against Ichabod. Rushes in and delivers a mighty blow to this creature. And he falls back.
No, I'm freeing him. I am freeing the spirit from this curse that has him right now, is how I see it. Because I saw one of the devotees transform to one of these.
Yeah, right, exactly. You did see that happen.
Yeah, so I think I'm freeing this guy.
So this is the problem that Rudolfo had faced, just by having one light source. He was having real challenges keeping everything at bay.
Yeah, we're able to cover our flanks a little, yeah. Oh, by the way, if that did do damage, it's going to do one more d6.
Okay, let me figure out what the.
There we go. All right. Yeah.
An additional 3 because you were 20 plus, so you get the extra d6.
No, that's the extra d6 for being enchanted.
Oh, I was thinking you would just update the stat line, your weapon stat line on your character sheet.
Well, I would, but it's not an always thing. It's only when I cast it. So I'm like, I don't know if I should do that or.
It's up to you. I mean, you just have to. You could maybe write a little detail in the description or whatever that it's been enchanted. But I like the way you're doing it. It's fine. It's your character sheet. You drive it the way you want to.
There you go.
You don't have to have another 30-minute conversation about how to make the character sheet work. Although I think it was important for Opie because of his extra turn thing.
I think it was because it made a difference in what he's able to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the movements that I made with the creatures, that was their turn. So anybody that's slow can go ahead and go slow.
So I heard it and it chased it away a little?
Yes. Yeah, you hurt this one that's right here. I just got to figure out its stat block. I don't even have
That's
my
fine.
book open.
I just want it to fear me a little so it might not be so quick to jump in and try to hurt these guys.
What kind of game master am I? I don't even have my rules open. It's just like the seat of my pants or something.
You came to a game without dice?
Right, it's just role playing, right?
Well, I don't think these guys want. Whoa! Did I do that?
What did you do?
Oh, it's just flickering from my end. I was moving one of the devotees.
Hmm.
So I selected him and everything.
Yeah,
kind of
I think
flickered.
there's a bug with the dynamic lighting.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't messing it up for everybody yet. These guys don't want to get too far away from the light. I assumed they were moving slow, right? I didn't even notice on there.
Yeah, they
Yes.
were set to slow, so they could do 2 actions. In fact, you could get them to the stairs if you want.
Would they? They're safer there, aren't they?
They might be.
Let's stick close together.
I don't know. I mean,
I haven't read that page yet.
I haven't thought about it.
I don't think we want to get too spread out because they will pounce on those guys if they're separated from us.
Well, they could get into the stairwell and start moving down. That was my
Okay.
point.
Gotcha.
Do you want to do that? And if you
Yes.
do, just put them on the other side of the cellar.
Okay, they'll cross over to the other side. Oh, wait, no, don't put it that way. Don't say it like that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Wait,
These
one of
guys
them? One of them's got to stay right here.
Okay, one of them's going to stay right there.
Well, just because it lights the room for the players to see what we're doing.
Oh, right, because he has the lantern.
Right.
Otherwise, you just have these beams of blasting holy light.
Which is enough to light the room to see where we're going, certainly. But the players couldn't see. So now I can see where.
Who is Rudolfo standing near 808?
Right. 808 moved to. Where do 808 go?
He's in the dark.
He's behind you. He's in the darkness.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Here.
Hang
Hang the
on.
lantern over. There he is. See? I brought the lantern over. Can you see him now? That's
Yeah.
why I said the lantern has to stay in the room a little bit.
Okay, so the 2 guys ran in the darkness to the stairwell that they knew was there, but now. Oh no, there's 2 actions. So the lantern bearer can stay right here. He's not quite out of the room yet because he realizes he has to provide light for his companions. Yeah.
So 808 is basically covering Rudolfo's back. Rudolfo can
Okay.
kind of like focus on shining at one of the ghasts, and
Uh-huh.
808 thinking that he can't grow old and doesn't have a soul. Maybe that's a good
Uh-huh.
question.
We'll
That
find
he would cover be less likely to take damage from these things.
Okay. Ichabod.
Well, we don't know if these things age the people. We do know the box ages people.
Right. Ichabod
Right.
ages 5 years.
What?
How old are you, Ichabod?
Well, I'm 5 years older, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, let's find where is age. I'm in my 20s according to description, so I'm now in my 25s.
Yeah, you're closing in on 30.
So
How did I look? How old are you? 25. How old did I look? Mid-20s.
So did one swoop in and attack him?
No, it's the box, the light, the holy light that Rodolfo's carrying requires life energy, and it sucks it from the party around it, and that's why these guys are old and withered.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Am I right, Aaron?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how that's how he described it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well read.
I mean, we're on a time limit here. I know. And we want to use Rodolfo as little as possible.
Right. Okay.
All right. I see one less gas.
Oh,
I think
sorry,
Ichabod was successful.
And I need to do the
No, I just moved the lantern out of the room so we can't see him coming now.
Don't say that, Nils. I prefer my answer. I want to pretend I was effective.
No, you absolutely were. And I'll point to where you think the shadows are lurking now in the darkness, because now your eyes are getting all distorted and goofed up, and it's hard to see. There's the flickering light of the lantern, but it doesn't really illuminate the whole room. Let me look at what you guys are seeing. Yeah, so you can kind of see some of these shadows, but there's one that's clearly in the dark of the darkness. All right, what are these dumb things?
Hopefully one less. That's my hope.
Mm-hmm. Ah, there it is. Those things.
Yeah, I didn't see any skin thieves in the monster manual section of the book.
That's helpful for not naming the creatures, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we talked about that before. I really like that. It gets back to that. What the heck is that?
What is going on here?
Because really, almost everybody if we want to go back to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, everybody's like, "What the fuck is that?" about everything. And there's only a few people like Aragorn or Gandalf who go, "Oh, that's a such and such."
Right, but they just named it themselves. Right? They don't know.
They might have. They just pretend they know. They just
I've seen
named
one of
it.
those before. We call them skin thieves.
This way.
All right,
You
they
recognize
have
something?
a defense of 14. Yes, so that one did hit. And they also have some health, which I'm going to display now. How much did you do to it?
I did a total of 14.
Oh, you did
But
quite.
let's see what my talent here does when it's over 5.
Right, it is over
Is
5.
20 or higher and exceeds the target member by at least 5. The attack deals another d6 extra damage.
Roll at d6.
So 14 plus 5 is 19 points of damage.
Wow.
In the name of the fathers. Whoosh!
Wow. All right. It's like, yeah, it was just the fiery light of your enchanted sword that just blasted through it.
And it's as Rodolfo steps forward with his lantern to keep this one in bay, and I'm stepping towards him, that I can feel the pull of the years coming right out of me.
Right. And into the box.
That's right.
And that's what's the most disturbing thing about it is, let alone the fact that it's a New God artifact.
Honestly, though, with Ichabod, New God,
that's true.
God,
I mean,
they're all the same gods
right.
to him now.
Right.
They're just different names.
Pawns in their games.
That's it.
Okay, so it is a new turn. Why don't you move your tokens to where they will be in the initiative order? And remember, Gideon controls Rudolfo, Ichabod controls the devotees, one of which is carrying a lantern.
Right. The other ones are just inside there trying to protect our forward without getting too far away from the light themselves.
Mm-hmm. So is moving and shining the light at Agast a 2 actions?
It's a quick action using a lantern.
Well, 808's is always on. Rudolfo's does require an action.
Okay. And does the box seem to do any damage to these things, or just keep it away?
Just drives them away.
Okay.
Does 808 seem to cause any damage or just drive them away? Because it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. No, it doesn't seem to be causing them any damage, though Ichabod's sword certainly did.
Good. That's good to know. Well, it's good to know they can be hurt.
Right.
And it's good that they know that we can hurt them. All right. I'm going slow simply because I want to be able to react if I have to, is my thought. What do you think, Nils?
Yeah.
And I'm only keeping the other guy in slow so he can move the lantern in to react with us.
Yeah. So if we're
one move from the stairs.
Right. Okay. Then Gideon will. Gideon will stay fast so that he can drive the bad guys away.
Yes, you can move the stairs and blast them away from them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and, so are we set with our turn orders up here? Let's go ahead.
We have Rodolfo on fast as well.
Okay. Let's start with Rodolfo. Was he going to use the light or is he going to make a run for it?
I think we're going to have him run for it.
Okay.
And use the light if he has to.
Well, that's his moving is because
he can make it to the he can make it to the stairwell.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just leave his light on for, or I can turn it off. Watch this.
But my thought is if he sees anything come bearing down on us, if we move forward, he can use his light if he has to.
Yes.
Right. So he could be waiting at the stairwell here.
Right.
All right. That was Rodolfo's fast turn. How about Gideon?
Because this is on all the time, he will also move, but as part of the process, since I'm guessing there seemed to be one down here, I will use it to shine at that one.
Okay. All right. Good.
Try and chase it off, kind of like a like a Ghostbusters with.
Just a second, guys.
Could you show my Wi-Fi one more time? I want to check my math before I go to bed.
Check it how?
Using my Des Buzz.
And what have you been doing so far?
I've been finishing my French. It's confusing.
Okay. Remember, you still need to take a shower tonight.
That's because it's French.
Yeah, that's because it's spoken by French people.
It's very confusing.
All right.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Oh, j'ai lu. On se passe, mon côté.
All right. There are two. Well, clearly one of them goes for 808. And the second, there are three possible targets. Gideon. It saw what you did.
I got some for you too.
All right. Okay, this is the attack against 808.
Well, it added all the dice.
Yeah, it added all the dice, but it's pretty close because it's 18 and then 6. It was with 2 boons that it attacked 808. So this is an attack against. Oh, and it didn't quite. 8. Oh, it did. All right.
What's your armor class? 808.
That's what I'm getting to. Defense of 13, I think, if I'm reading this right.
Yeah.
Probably not enough.
No, it's a good defense. Just that thing was a good roll. The boons, damn boons.
Daniel, Debbie, hate them all.
Pat, every one of them.
So you're going to take 6 points of damage.
Ouch.
And you gain a point of corruption. It's like the blackness is like the shadow is like penetrating into your inner workings.
Into your mechanical soul.
Mm-hmm. And you take a -6 to your health until you can complete a rest.
What does... Oh, it's which will change my heal rate. I'm just wondering what the effect of that is.
Yeah, so it's actually like an extra 6 points of damage.
So it's 12 points damage, kind of, but 6 of them is from your base health.
Right.
That sucks.
And
ouch, yeah. But if you survive and get a rest, you'll get your base health back.
Right. Okay.
along with your healing rate. Let me just look at your character sheet.
Well, now that my health is down, my healing rate is 4.
Oh, right, because you have damage in the center box and then health as like a
Is your base.
as your base.
It's
right?
the same as your max damage, which is the little number.
And your health will push down, and losing that health pushes down your max damage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll let you fiddle with that, Nils.
Who's not at all related to Max
And
Headroom.
it's cold. You've never felt cold before, 808, but you do now.
Ooh, clockworks have a soul.
Or they do now.
And now the attack against Ichabod.
Teeth bared, shield up, sword glowing. That's it. Defense of 15.
Hit 15.
Damn.
Or hit 15 plus 5 more, hit 20. Oh, same thing happens to you. Take a corruption point.
Oh.
And then take -6 to your health. You know, that thing is like, it's just swirling around you, and your teeth start to chatter. And you take other macro buttons here. And you take 6 points of damage also.
All right. Oh, I'm hurting, baby. But I get to hit him back now, don't I?
It is slow turns
Slow
now.
turns. I say we get out of here, TikTok.
Yeah.
Sorry, slow turns is the men-at-arms, 808, and Ichabod, yes.
I'm hitting with the sword and getting out of here. Kind of a boon because I'm pissed off.
You can break the combat and get to about where Ichabod is, but not make an attack if you want to break off, unless you have some like sort of special fighter ability that lets you do that.
Well, let's double check. I don't think I do, but let's do double check here. I think it's Opie has the can break off without any.
I think that's true too.
Yeah, I don't have anything fun like that. That's Opie.
You do have catch your breath though.
Yeah, I can, which is a good one, which is heal damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I need to break off, and I can get as far as Rodolfo. Is that what
Yeah, about there. That's fine.
And then
Not
I'm
quite
going
to the stairwell, but back to your friends.
Okay, then I'm going to catch my breath and use my ability for the day.
Your heal rate.
Yeah, that is catch your breath, uses 1, max 1. I'm going to use it. You can use an action or triggered action in your turn to heal damage of, I think it's your healing rate.
Yep.
Equal to your healing rate.
Yep.
I can't use it until the next day after I've rested. All right, so I'm getting 5 back.
Okay.
I'm hurting less, but I'm still not happy. Is it all right if I hate these things?
Absolutely. They're awful.
I can't stand there. They're fucking ghasts or whatever they are. Fucking life leeches.
What are you going to do, 808?
Get over here!
Yeah, try to.
Going to do the same?
Yeah, give my key a really good spin and power up to get out of here.
Okay, you can break off the combat without launching an attack because you have 2 actions, and then you can move away up to your friends.
Yep.
And now it's a new turn. Will you guys go fast or slow?
Actually, let's see. Yeah, let's have everybody do fast just so we can get out of here. Oh wait a minute, that's why it's not. Why can't I touch anything? Oh, it's because I'm
using the wrong tool.
No, I'm on the wrong window. I was on the Hangout trying to.
Oh, click the screen share.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Why is this not working?
It's awfully crowded over there in fast turns.
Yeah, everybody's going fast, it looks like. Okay, so I think what you'll be able to do is like escape down the stairwell. The shadows don't follow you. They seem bound to this one area. And let's take you to the next area. That was intense.
I think every one of those devotees who survives is a fuck you to the bad guy.
All right. Oops. Let's see. Why doesn't anybody see?
Okay, I thought maybe it's just me.
No, it's me. It's the DM. Let's see. Controlled by everybody. Come on. There we go. Is that better? Yes, it's better.
Oh my god, it's stinky. Hold on, we're in trouble. Am I the only one who's seeing that shadow of the demon lord right there?
All right.
Right in front of us? Do we have to cross that thing or can we walk around it? That's the demon lord right there, right?
No, it's a shadow.
Okay, so you wind your way down this kind of twisting staircase. It goes quite a ways. 3 flights, 4 flights, 5 flights of stairs from the ruined house.
6 pesos.
Which then access this large room. And on the floor is this mosaic that depicts this horned demon skull. And you see it there marked out on the map.
Of course it does.
I think it's trademark and copyrighted, isn't
it? It might be, yeah. It should have a little.
These dungeon builders are going to be in trouble.
And you should be able to see with your light. Yes, you do. I will allow, and then one of you can just move the party as you sort of explore this space.
Well, Nils, are you 2 feet away from your computer?
I'm a little bit closer than that. It's in my lap right now.
Okay. Do you want to do the driving?
Sure.
Who's driving the show?
So I see a entrance with exits in all directions.
Yeah, you could. Sorry, the room has exits leading off from
North,
east,
south,
west,
east, and west.
and south, and the stairs are behind you to the north.
I don't know if we want to walk over this shadow of this demon lord. I'd kind of like to walk around it.
Let's go towards the not bloody corner.
Sorry, the guys that took damage from the shadows, did you remember to gain your point of corruption?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I don't want to walk over this thing. I don't want another point of corruption.
Might be a good idea, yeah.
Crap. Sorry, I'm trying to paint something very tiny.
That's what you do.
It's bloody. That's a bloody mess there. Yeah, and this is for somebody who wants to put it on Kickstarter and use it on their packaging, so it doesn't look good. It's Tom's friend stuff.
Okay,
right.
The stuff people can't tell us about.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just sort of his take on Imperial Guard, really.
Cool. Okay, so we're walking in, and I guess we'll head off. Actually, well, let's kind of like once we get through. So I'm assuming that once we've made it through this, or maybe I shouldn't assume, are the ghosts following us?
No,
No, he said they seem to be bound to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bound to the cellar above you.
So then once we get into the room, let's like kind of just take a moment to breathe. And actually, speaking of which, 808 will use his warrior catch your breath to heal his healing rate.
Mm-hmm.
It would be useful to have, like spells, some way to mark that you've used it.
I think that is on the talents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm putting it in the wrong spot. Talents
and skills. Yeah.
I'm looking at equipment and talents, and I just see wealth and items.
Yeah.
Oh, talents. Okay.
And then you click the little, so you click the pencil above there.
Got it.
And
Okay,
then you
thank
add and do stuff. And I guess the gear icon does, the gear icon. Ooh, that's clever. The gear icon has a bunch of like variables and factors to do different things. That's cool.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So shall we spend an hour looking at that now, or do you want to do that later?
We're not going to do that now. We already did that last session. It was fun, but it wasn't super productive.
Right. Okay.
I'll leave that to you guys on your own time. We'll leave it to Ethan to do, and then he can
explain it to
run
all
a video and explain it to us some other time.
And do you remember if the last time we were in this session, in this scenario, did Gideon use his shared recovery? I remember I used it once before, but I can't remember if it was in this session.
No, I don't recall using it.
Okay, great.
We haven't really taken damage. We were really lucky in that first fight against the zombies.
Right. Okay. So then we'll stop and kind of listen around, see if we hear any moaning.
Okay.
Someone going coin.
Let's see. Sure, you can do that. And then one more for good measure. You can hear some voices off to the west there.
Can we hear what they're saying, or are they just?
No, it's like some sort of conversation, and then sort of like it breaks out into an argument, and then it gets quiet.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're friendly.
Yeah, so let's go that way. Well, I'm serious. I think we should go that way because if there's something's going on down here, so we need to like.
We're less likely to be surprised.
Yeah. We'll come up here and slowly peek around the corner. And do we see anything or hear anything as we?
No, as you peek around that corner, you can see that the hallway is just running off to the south there.
Okay. So we will continue down here. My My screen, my laptop screen is so smudged, I can't tell if there's something coming up or is it just a smudge on my screen.
And when
It
you
looks like
move, we
there's-
get brief flashes of the whole dungeon too.
I'm not. That's interesting. I'm not seeing that.
Maybe it's because
So
I'm sharing.
it looks like we've got the beginnings of a room coming up. So we will halt and
Do me a favor and move us south just a little so I can watch both screens. Just move us south, yeah. A little
Just
more. Interesting. It doesn't do it when I have the Hangouts on top, but if I have Safari on top, I get brief flashes of.
Yeah, I think it's a bug with the.
I'm not really trying to pay attention. I'm just noticing it.
I think it's a bug with the dynamic lighting. Oops.
Are those nice people who've been looking forward to us to come rescuing from the house collapsing?
Mm-hmm.
They're obviously kneeling to in submission to us.
That's my kind of dungeon.
So you see a few fellows in the far end of this large rectangular room, and they're like having some sort of debate or conversation. And along the sides of the rooms, you can see in the shadows these kind of pink marbly columns that support the ceiling, and they're like, and you see one of them point not to you, but to the west, like towards the column. They went over there, and then they look and they see you and they stop. They like freeze. Let's see what their reaction roll is.
Hi, fellas.
¿Dónde está el baño? Una cerveza, por favor.
Let me just get my quick reference.
Wo ist die Toilette?
Alrighty.
Oh, I'm getting worried.
Yeah, they're like, you see one of them's like, who are those guys? I don't know. The fuck they're doing down here. And like a lot of that kind of conversation. And then one of them goes, watch out.
Watch out to
From
us
where?
or to each other?
No, you just hear them say, kind of like shout that.
Something's in here flying around.
All right. What will you do?
To see which one of them gets snatched by a pterodactyl.
You're just going to stand there and watch?
No, I don't know. It was just a suggestion. Question, how are they dressed?
So they're dressed like, they're dressed like guild members.
Oh.
You've seen them hanging
good.
around. You've seen guys like this hanging around with Opie, but you've never kind of braved those dark and dangerous places with them. Those shadowy corners of the smoke-filled taverns.
The other side.
Too bad Opie's not here. I mean, you'd be like, hey, fellas.
Opie's on a 4-day silent adventure.
He's on a silent retreat with his buddy.
I just thought it was so cool that the entire time they haven't said a word.
Yeah, it's so great.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Okay. So now we'll go to a combat round.
I mean, it seems the logical thing to ask, right? I'm not trying to step on Gideon's toes or nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very logical.
And Ichabod feels a little better dealing with these guys, and he has a feeling that if we just sort of stay right where we are, these guys are going to get eaten by something else. And is there really blood all over the floor?
Think of it more like rubble.
Okay.
There is blood, but it's not quite as intense as this drawing makes it out to be.
And this strange structure was under the subcellar of a mansion.
Yes. Yeah, down like 5 twisting flights of stairs.
Fucking rich people. What the hell?
Okay.
Well, I have a feeling that these guild members are up to no good and probably the cause of it. So
Hang on a second here.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think they're ne'er-do-wells. There,
Sorry, I need to
said
take a. I need to take 5, not 5, like 2. I'll be right back with you.
Take 2.5 on me.
Thanks.
What are you painting, Nils?
nothing yet. I'm still working on the scenario for tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. Did you solve your dilemma of earlier?
Which one?
Trying to figure out what figures you had to use as heroes?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, is kind of like matching the figures to the skills and that kind of thing.
Oh, very good. I'm sorry, but I take great delight in doing things like that.
Mhm.
That's why I paint my figures my characters, even for games that we're never going to use them, like these. So I painted. I guess it's Bumbles is really who it is, because he's got a sword in the air. I think I showed it. I think I showed the pictures. But a sword in the air, and he's got a shield in his hand, and he's also got the same arm that's holding the shield has a lantern up. So that's Bumbles. So we'll see what he is in the new game.
Yeah. So as you come into the room here, the guys like, they sort of stop. They look at you and they're like, "Who the fuck are those guys?" And blah blah blah. And at least it's not those assholes. And look out! And from the gloom come flirting these like little small creatures. They have small wings on their back, but they don't really fly. They more like hop. Big clawed hands.
They're not the ebony men that had.
They are not.
Like
No,
this.
no, no, they are not. They're something different. Just looking for the stat block. Okay, I need a stat block for those guys.
I have a feeling these are the kind of things that would be scared by Gideon.
Well, so my spell is effectively a turn undead spell that only affects demons, undead, things like that.
Gotcha. I'll try not to take it personally.
Demon, devil, fairy, spirit, and undead.
That was it. And you just didn't roll well against the undead. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Okay, these guys are those things. I'm just getting my stat blocks so I in a separate reference, so I don't have to flip back and forth between the rule book while I figure out how to set up a character sheet for them. Right.
Couldn't agree more.
Just skimming my notes.
Yeah, I've said before, as long as you're skimming your notes, we're still alive.
Interesting. Sorry, still doing some research here.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
I'm painting pantaloons.
Accessing.
So have you guys watched Bandersnatch?
No, I've been meaning to. I just haven't had the time to sit down and devote to it because I feel like it needs a little bit of attention.
Yeah, I think the minimum's an hour and a half.
Okay.
But I think you're right. It's worth, because I've gone back several times now, and I think it's definitely worth.
It's like movie length, right?
No, it's an episode, and it seems to me Heather and I got all the way through to one of the complete conclusions in about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Because there's a couple of dead ends and stuff that, it'll just take you back, several scenes.
Gotcha.
It's very clever though, and I think it's well written, and I like the actors in it. And if you saw Maze Runner, which I know Nils did,
Unfortunately,
it wasn't that bad. I thought it was kind of fun. The guy, I can't remember his name. In the first movie, he gets stabbed, and he shows up again in the third movie. He's one of the main characters. That actor.
Kind of the bully guy.
Yeah, the kind of tough guy who, in the end, is what helps him find success.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's the seasoned programmer who's helping this new kid kind of find his way.
The guy that looked like Tom would have grown up if he, had a little bit more weight.
Yeah. Heavy Tom. That's a good description.
Or a beefy Tom, not necessarily heavy.
Beefy Tom. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just figuring out what I'm doing here.
Well, so far you're attacking yourself, so I got no complaints.
You're good with that?
I'm good with that, man. You take your time. Because now I'm painting armor plating. And Nils is figuring out who his heroes are going to be.
Okay, so I have you guys going on slow for this, for the start of this, this turn.
Because it suits your needs and because it's what we would have done anyway. We're a cautious lot.
And let's see, I wanted to give you a handout. Everybody gets a handout.
You notice it only took one TPK for us to become a very cautious group of players.
I don't know. I think it was no, I guess that was before. I was going to say, losing your arm in a hole is always helpful too.
Yeah. I've had a lot of stupid moments.
But you've learned from them.
I hope so.
So out of the shadows, you see these small creatures spring at that group of guild members.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the in this chamber, and they're like, "Fuck!" And it just turns into like this.
How big are they?
They're like halfling size.
Okay.
Hobbit size.
So they're okay, land bats. Because you said they hop, they don't fly.
Yeah, they don't. They're not using their wings or anything. They're similar to the ebony men, but their wings are different. They kind of go from their wrists down to their hips, and it's like a membrane.
Yeah, they're like flying squirrels.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Gotta figure out what's.
So I'm to have a full conversation, meta conversation. I'm wondering about these guys. I'm assuming these are part of the problem, and I'm not sure what the benefit of helping them are. Because if I remember correctly, if you go all the way back to the beginning of our character definition, I think almost everyone rolled on the motivation of out for ourselves and our friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we just stand back and watch?
Well, yeah, I don't see going in to save these guys. No. I do want to see what happens because I have a feeling these guys would fuck us up.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
Besides,
So
we can see what's effective.
Exactly.
Okay, sure. Let me just.
I hate to sound like a dick, but I don't know these guys. For all I know, they're going to try and kill me. I don't trust anybody.
Right, and
And
you
we have weak party members that we're protecting anyway.
You don't really have any association with the guild yourselves, right?
No, if Opie were here, it might be different. I don't know these guys from Adam.
Right.
And I don't trust the guild. Okay, I trust Opie with my life, but I don't trust the guild.
Right.
And for the record, neither does Opie.
Oh, this is lovely. I just found an NPC character sheet.
Oh, cool.
Which is super cool. So
you get recurring characters you have in it, and you could use it for all kinds
of
things.
And it has all I mean, it has the stat block detail, and then I can just add the stuff to it. Whoops. Wrong hat, Matilda.
Nothing up my sleeve. Mm-hmm. Presto.
Oof. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, John Sellens. By the way, we're having a pause here. Thank you again for both of you making those long drives to come up and hang out in the rain and play games all day.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, next year's the Double Nickel. I got to plan a little further in advance and maybe make a bigger venue or something. I don't know. It's a good size right now, isn't it?
Go ahead.
I thought it was fine, Peter. I think the venue works well for a lot of reasons, almost because it's halfway for everybody.
Oh, good.
Might still be. I mean, it's not as far for Nils to come to San Jose, or John for that matter.
It's about an hour for John.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes for me, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know, but
it generally takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get to you from my place in Alamo. But I drive fast.
Yeah. So for me, it's probably like an hour. So yeah, I mean, it's a good venue. Just don't invite Dan.
We're not gonna. I didn't invite Dan. I know. I accidentally invited Keith, who I'm not going to take care of that one too. So it'll be all right.
So how did Dan get there?
Keith brought him.
I'm sorry, who did?
He came with
Keith.
Keith.
With Keith. Okay.
Keith's okay.
He's fine. I mean,
small doses, I do great. And he didn't
as long as you don't agree
to test it. Yeah, don't test his game.
Yeah.
You don't want feedback, Keith. Just be honest.
Although I was waiting for Sandy to bust a gasket if she didn't get to play her Cards Against Humanity.
Right.
Yeah, it's the only game she plays, so yeah, that's good. Though props to Joe and Ellen, I couldn't play that game with my kid. I couldn't play it with their kids.
That was awful.
Yeah, without blushing.
Yeah, it was awful.
You guys raise daughters, though. That's totally different than raising sons, I guess. Yeah, I still wouldn't want to. I don't want to know what my kid finds funny, and I don't want to know why they know that's funny.
Yeah. I don't want them to hear me using this kind of language.
Yeah, that either. Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens here. All right, so these things come tearing into these guys. And how do I make it work?
Ask Tim Gunn.
Uh-oh, I heard dice. That's never good.
Oh my God. All right, so the first one takes 8 points of damage.
First guy or the first monster?
The first guy that gets tackled by one of these creatures, and he has a health of, oh, well. Oops.
Can't have that.
All right, so this guy gets just clobbered by one of these things. And the next one in,
They're small but vicious. Oh shit. Holy crap.
see if that's doing it right.
Hey, you rolled a 31.
Yeah, I did.
2 boons, right?
Yep, 2 boons, and they got a massive, they have a big plus.
+6? Wow.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this guy takes 7.
I don't like these things. At least they don't do huge amounts of damage, even though they seem to hit pretty hard.
7 points? That's a huge amount of damage.
Well, I guess it is, isn't it? Because we're only in the barely double digits.
Especially after those corruptions.
Yeah, those fucking things. I lost 6 health. I'm not happy about that.
You lost 12 health, actually.
Okay, that guy took 7. And here's this guy down here, this last guy. Let's see what happens to him.
Gee, I wonder.
Bucket of dice takes 9 points. Right, now it is into the slow phase. Do you guys want to take any actions, or are you just going to keep watching this?
We're going to kind of set up a defensive line at the entryway.
Okay.
And Gideon will use the sunlight lamp to shine at them as see what the effect is.
Okay, sure. So your sunlight lamp.
Besides a.
And we
nice
decided that was
candle.
22 and a half, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's going to go for.
I hope you're not disappointed in us.
Nope.
I don't think there's anybody in the party who's lawful good, so.
I figure we're all
shining it down there for you so you can see. And I'll
all of our characters are chaotic. I don't care.
I don't care about you. I do what I want.
Chaotic, apathetic.
We've just created a t-shirt. Chaotic.
Sorry about the background noise.
Oh, before I forget, I meant to tell you, Aaron, on the Beasts of War website I like so much for gaming and stuff. A woman named Cass does a lot of the writing on board games, and I can't remember exactly which thing I had commented on, but she made a comment back and said something about crokinole. I said, he wrote back there, do you know what crokinole is? And she wrote back and says, how do you know what crokinole is? I'm like, I live closer to Canada than you do. And So it's so funny that someone in Ireland, Northern Ireland, knew about crokinole.
It's because you were up all night and your fingers sore.
That must be it.
That's the only explanation, really. All right. So I can see how I could do a little bit of setup for this ahead of time next time. We'll see if that works in my
If we
world,
survive.
but it's unlikely.
What, that will survive, or
No, that I'll be able to set things up ahead of times, right? Like in terms of like monster sheets and whatnot.
Right.
yeah, I can't access Roll20 from work, so I can't even mess around with my own character.
Oh, it's probably for the best.
Well, it is. I would just get distracted. So I'm like, guess I better write some letters of recommendation and do some grading. So that's what I do.
I don't know, Peter, if you keep track of teacher news from around the state, but one of the state controller or audit boards has said that the Sacramento Unified School District's finances are so bad that if they don't do drastic changes in the next 6 months, the state's going to take over management of the district.
Wow. Oakland's were so bad the federal government took over. The state took over the school district, and then the federal government took over several others. So, yeah, it's hard to get the state out once they get in too.
Well, I don't care. It's only 4 more years.
And then she's in college.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh, the stuff shifts and changes, and I've gotten to the point where the only thing I care about in education is what's going on in my building. What's going on in Pine Hollow Middle School. All right, it's official. 3D printing is still not where I would want it to be for me to buy one.
What is it?
3D printing. Well, the things I'm painting are 3D printouts.
Yeah.
Which is good because I can't afford it in either space or money, so it's perfect. Now I have an excuse to not want it.
Right.
Empirical evidence.
Exactly. They're getting close, though. They're getting close. It'd work fine for train. And John's gotten some nice pieces for his Pirates games and stuff he's 3D printed. But on top of it, the other thing is, why do I want to get more? You get a printer that's going to make more things I have to paint. I still have plenty I haven't started yet that I already own. I'm sorry, did I interrupt everything?
No, I'm still fiddling with
Oh, good.
VM bullshit. So sorry for the
No
delay.
problem. No problem. I just hate to be the cause of distraction.
You're not. You're not. Wait, what the heck? Oh, that's a different thing. Huh. Interesting. Interesting.
Can I just say I don't like these things? They give me the willies.
Which things don't you like?
These little land bats.
Oh, land bats.
They're creepy.
All right.
Batlings.
They're kind of awful looking, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Nothing friendly. Nothing even like, oh, we could make a pet out of it. Nope. Just hit it with a rock.
Hard. Oops. Sorry, I got enamored with looking at the with the character sheets and being able to program them out and blah blah blah.
No, it makes the game makes for a better game. That's fine, man. You're not sitting there eating potato chips into our ears.
Right.
If I had some, I would be.
I'm like, oh, I want potato chips.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So you watch this melee kind of unfolding in front of you. And one of these guys is not engaged, and you just see him slip back into the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
disappear into the shadows?
yeah, it just kind of melts. He like sees the fight going on between him and his friends, and he's just like,
His compatriots?
Nope. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Which is it? One of the guild members or the batlings?
A guild member.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
guild member here, and he just kind of slips back into the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're gonna run into him again.
And then, you see the guy nearest to you whips out this. You've seen that weapon before.
One of my knives.
Yep. Let's see, what's the defense on those bad boys?
Bat boys.
Yeah, and it just the thing's so fast it just leaps out of range, and then the next attack happens in this melee. The one at 3 o'clock, and then we're moving down to the one at 6 o'clock after the dice stop rolling. Another miss.
Maybe if they eat these guys, they'll be full and sleepy, and we can just walk through.
Oh yeah, 3 misses. Ah, the guys are like, fuck, fuck, fuck. They're in
the room. You're reading it wrong.
At the end of the round, the fourth guild master, like, you see him like creeping up, and he's like, pardon me, can I get by? It's the start of a new round.
He's right here by us?
Yeah.
Not until you tell us who you are. What you're doing.
Sure. So you can talk to him, that's fine. I'm going to I'm going to bring up the I know how to do it. Bring up the turn tracker.
We're gonna let Rodolfo deal with this guy. I bet he'll smack him around. Excuse me, pardon.
Pardon me. Coming through. Sorry, would you mind? Thanks. Just got to get by.
I can't stand the sight of blood, especially my own.
Right. Good.
I thought you said you were immune to pain. Not my own.
Oh, this will work. I can make the turn token itself emit light.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
And it probably only needs to emit like 1 foot of light. Let's see if that works.
Maybe just a little low wattage, like 30 watt. That'll do it.
Almost. It's a radius, so it has to be a little bit bigger.
Do I need to zoom out further?
You may need to.
I don't want to miss out on
Do
brilliance.
you see it now? Top left, north.
No, I don't see it.
I'll set you up. Just give me a moment. I think I know why.
I want to see if it does it when I'm here. Let's see.
Now
you want to hear my latest crazy wargaming idea that I'll never do anything with?
Yes.
There's a Kings of War tournament down in Los Angeles that they started last year called the Riddle of Steel. That's where all the scenarios are Conan themed.
Oh, I love it. Cool. That's badass.
So I wanted to make a Kings of War army based on one of the army that would be one of the armies in the Conan world.
Like
Sure,
a Hyborian army, or
right,
what's
or
the, what are
Aquilonian. Aquilonian is where he becomes king of Aquilonia,
yeah,
which you could,
Aquilonians are so
Ki-
cool.
yeah, Kingdoms of Men would work great for that. You
Right.
could do a Lizardmen army because it could be from the Great Stygian,
The Stygian wastes.
jungles. Yeah, yeah. But I would go with the Northmen and go with Cimmerians and the Vanir, right?
You've already got that, Nils.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Fuck yeah.
Because that, you know, I thought, oh, cool, looking at figures, blah blah blah, and I think, okay, I've got to paint hundreds of miniatures for this one game.
Well, don't you already have a lot of like Norsemen?
Well, right. That's what I was saying. Is originally, if I was going to do like Aquilonia or something, I'd have to like start completely fresh.
No, you do Aquilonia if you already own Kingdoms
Romans.
of Men or Basilena, or yeah, Romans would be good. But
right.
no, you've got we could run it as Kingdoms of Men. You could run it as they have a couple of horse tribes and stuff and barbarian armies.
Right, but I'm thinking though, doing it that way, then how is it different than just doing a Viking army? What would make it unique? You know, make it a Conan army versus just a Viking army. That's
just because you call it a Conan army. That's
right. Sure.
Yeah, and you got to pray to Crom, not Odin. And
actually,
to hell with you.
Usually I run my Vikings as orcs. It probably would be a better analog for them. So
for the Cimmerians,
the Cimmerians and the Vanir.
Yeah.
Whatever. So. Okay.
I have never prayed to you, but if you will not help me, to hell
with you. All right,
so
guys.
we're talking to this guy?
Yeah, you can talk to this guy if you want. I'm just putting some initiative tokens out on the board because
those things are going to come after us.
You guys are all slow right now, but at the end of no, this is the beginning of the round. No, this is at the end of the round.
The end of the round.
He comes up to you and he's like, pardon me, excuse me, can I get through here?
No.
And so why don't you go ahead and program yourself out for your turns. You will see what these guys are going to do because you're heroes. And oops, one that's emitting light. I'll take another one.
Nope.
I'm still not sure how to do it, like in terms of fast v slow. From the monster side, does the GM place his tokens first and then you guys do, or?
Yeah, good point. That kind of telegraphs what you're going to do. So.
Which is maybe fine because you guys are heroes and maybe you're seeing what's happening. So
or we can read the situation.
Read the situation because you always get to go first anyway. You're reading what your opponents are doing. I got to charge him before he charges me, kind of thing, or I don't know, or before he charges my friend. Maybe it's like that. Okay, so there's a big clutter of tokens up there. I'll let you guys choose your turns, fast or slow, or tell me what you want if you're not at your keyboard mouse.
I'm thinking that we just all want to do slow and.
I agree.
React.
I agree. Right now, I still feel it's our best interest to react.
Okay, I put you all in slow. I wish there was a way that you could prevent the bubbles to come up on the token. I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Because it kind of gets in the way, and suddenly it looks like
kind of gets
more
a little
token.
distracting, and it's like, ugh, what is all this stuff? I don't need.
Like,
if I wanted
whose
this
token
stuff,
is the lens?
If I wanted this stuff, I would do it my damn self. But maybe there's a setting. I'll have to find out.
There's always a setting.
Always a setting. Okay, you guys are all going slow. The guy comes up, and he's like trying to get by, and you're not really letting. Tell me how you're engaging with this. What's happening?
Well, I think we should be rather belligerent about the whole thing. It's like, what are you doing here, and where do you think you're going? You're leaving your compatriots to die over there?
Okay, so you're not going to let him pass, right?
No.
You shall not pass.
Said to be passes, then he's behind us, and I don't like people behind me.
Okay, so you're not going to let him pass. You're not going, and you're just like kind of like,
Well,
who are you? What's going on?
Yeah.
What are those things
what are
down
you doing?
there? That kind of
Doing
stuff.
down here?
Exactly.
What are you doing here?
Okay, sure. So let's see. I
Yeah.
think that calls for another reaction check. This time with a.
Have these guys been able to harm the creatures at all?
You've seen? No, they missed. They completely missed them.
Okay, they missed them, but they
didn't
were
land any
attempting.
blows.
It was just bad rolls, though. It wasn't that these things are invincible or anything.
Right. And you see them. Let's see. Yeah, and he like looks and he's like, Ichabod, come on, you know me. Let us pass. We're friends of Opie's. We work the guild. I need to get my companions. These guys can't hold those things off for long. And he's like trying to kind of, and he's like now in amongst the group of you. And now the fight's happening.
Yeah, we're friends of Opie's. I don't know who you are.
Right, now the fight's happening, and then you guys will have your actions, okay? But that's what happens with this guy. He's sort of in the middle of you all.
He's trying to smarm his way through.
Right. But he does call out not Ichabod, Gideon. He calls out Gideon by name.
What?
Mm-hmm.
This guy that's the guild master? How is he talking? How does he know me?
He's not a guild master.
He's a guildsman.
He's a guildsman.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
So do I recognize this guy at all?
You recognize him as a guildman. You don't make a personality challenge.
Okay, just a second. What are you doing?
Finishing up my French.
What have you been doing for the last hour?
Sorry.
What have you been doing for the last hour?
Reading.
Reading what?
Running on the Orient Express. I'm trying to finish it.
Nils, I have you on mute in case you're back with us. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Are we still alive?
Yeah, for the most part. Oh, and then the last one.
They're using the long knives against the demons. Small demon. They're small demons.
I should have named them something different.
I'm calling them land bats.
I'll rename them. Let's see, I need to edit the sheet.
Ooh,
Nils, if you're back
bat
with
was
us, I muted you. Chat at me if you want me to unmute you. If you can't unmute yourself, looks like you have.
There we go. Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think we should call them batlings.
Batlings.
Ooh, that's good too.
Instead of halflings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and they battle you too. I like battling much more. 2 T's.
I muted you so you could parent.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right.
I didn't hear any of it, so it's all
I
good.
know, because you went away. You had the right idea of it. This thing has got something. So there's this fight happening down here.
Right.
You see one of the guild masters like plunges his knife home into this thing's shoulder, and it like reels back and it's like pawing at its eyes. And you were making a perception challenge. Yeah, you don't know this guy. You've never seen him before, other than knowing that he's a guildsman.
Nice try, fucker.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay. Damn. So I'll say, how do you know me?
Okay, so you're going to engage him in a conversation,
right?
And he kind of sidles up beside you, and he's like, "Listen."
I'm watching his hands, by the way.
I mean, he's like getting close to you. I mean, he's trying like past the Rudolfo's like, what the? He recognizes him as a guildsman too, and confused about why he would be down here in the why anybody would be down here. This is the belly of hell for Rudolfo.
Can we see both his hands?
Yeah, sure. You can see both his hands. He's not. You can see he's got a crossbow, sort of slung, kind of cradled in one arm. It's not loaded. He's got the long knife in his belt. You haven't seen these guys kitted out for battle before, because usually they're just doing worker stuff around the town.
But somebody sent them in on a mission.
They're here. I mean, they don't look like they belong here. They're not batlings.
So I'll challenge him again. What are you doing here? Why?
Listen, we got sent down here to fetch something. I don't know what was down here. Mistress Gates just told us that there was a shit ton of treasure and that we were to bring it out of here. The ferts are loaded, and
I don't believe him.
And if you were smart, you'd be helping us look for that treasure too. You know how much wealth the ferts have? We could buy another city.
Rodolfo, I have a feeling he feels differently. What does he think they're down here for?
Let's see what's Rodolfo's reaction to this. Yeah, he's like smiling and nodding, and you could see that maybe Rodolfo really has other aspirations than just holy ones. Maybe a little more selfish aspirations.
I thought he would.
And he starts kind of going along with it. Yeah, the ferts they don't deserve it, and in fact, they probably all died in the fiery explosion that destroyed the manse. All right, so that's enough time for the conversation. Is anybody else doing anything in the slow phase?
808's going to kind of position himself at the back of the group, as kind of the backstop so that this guy won't get past. It's making himself as imposing and hallway filling as possible.
That's easy for you.
Right.
Don't even have to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you're kind of going to be the bouncer.
Yeah.
Okay. The heavy, the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else happening, or is that it?
And I'm keeping an eye on the batlings and the guiltsmen in the room, because I have a feeling if any of them survive, they won't be happy that this guy was trying to take off.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. I've got it. All right. So now we're into the new round. Are you got everybody where they want to be?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see the tokens on the tracker.
You don't. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm staying it slow because I want to be able to react, but I can see the tracker.
Can see half of it. I think I need to reprogram the tokens for your guys' character sheets, which I'll do as I have time, because they get populated without any privileges or
Yes, they
whatever.
disappear. Yeah. So you can put them there, but we can't move them all. We always move them around.
Right. There, is that better? Can you see everything now?
No, I still can only see.
No.
Hold on, let me. Why would that be?
Let's see.
You just see the.
Yeah, you can
board.
see in Safari. I mean, in Google, you can see what we can see, right?
No,
Yeah, I just see the board.
I know what the problem is now too.
I have a sign that says you are screen sharing. Welcome to screen sharing. There it is. I see everything.
It's because the tokens didn't have their eyes open. They weren't flagged as has sight. So that means that they were like standing in the lighted room with their eyes closed, basically. That makes sense.
Sounds downright Egyptian.
Downright. I did like the idea of adding light to the turn tracker, though. That was
Yeah, that's great.
that was a little
Very
stroke
clever.
of genius. Because then it can also, I could even I could draw a line of sight boundary around it, Nils, for the advanced fog of war.
Mm-hmm. What would that do?
That
so
would.
So it wouldn't illuminate anything else.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Okay, so I think you can see all of this now.
And I'm staying it slow in order to react, and I'm not trusting this guy. And the first time he makes a move towards getting him, I'm stabbing him.
Okay. We're doing okay.
Maybe I should just shield rush him the first time, but I don't trust him at all.
All right, so let's do the melee. And oops.
I like how he still has not mentioned his name. That's because his name is Sneaky Charlie.
Well, that's the way. That's how con men operate, right? They don't.
That's it. You don't answer the question that you don't like. You only answer questions you like.
Right. That you have good answers for, I guess. All right.
Right.
Here's the batlings. The first one.
Oh, it was almost a 2. These guys are fucked.
Takes 4 points of damage. And then the next one.
For a quarantined area, we're running into a lot of parties.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. It was the barricade was only kind of, the explosion happened in the morning, of day one kind of thing, and then a day or two later, the plague stuff started to show up, and then the dead started walking, and then the council figured out where it was coming from, and they hastily threw up that barricade, and it's probably like day 3 from when the explosion happened.
Sure, and there's still probably ways in and out if you're sneaky enough.
Well, right, you guys came in through the sewers. It's not like the guild wouldn't know their ways through those places, probably even better than you did.
Yeah, most likely.
So this one here that's like pawing at its eyes just disappears in a cloud of smoke. And then this last one down here fights that guy.
Hey, look, Nils, if you look in chat, they're called batlings.
This guy takes 8 points of damage.
I'm really glad you're getting these rolls out of the way now.
And it doesn't look like you see the health bar on that one. Okay, now it's the guildsmen come back. This one rushes down here to help his friend. And he rolls. He does 8 points of damage.
Way to go, guild boys.
And then the other one fighting back doesn't have the long knife anymore. He just it broke, and he's like scrambling back, like trying to get his crossbow ready. He kind of breaks the melee, and he disappears into the shadows too.
They're thieves or rogues.
And then this last one at the 12 o'clock.
Geez, your dice are on fire tonight, Aaron, for both sides.
Everybody's taking it in the teeth.
That's it.
6 points of damage. All right. So, and you see, like, the guildsman in amongst your party is having this conversation with Rodolfo, who is like kind of nodding, and he's like, "Yes, we need to get more help." And they start to move past.
Oh no!
They start to make their way past or towards 808.
808.
And they're they're going to get help. They're
Rodolfo, where are you going? We need your box.
No, they know where they know where the corruption is. They'll help me find it, but we need more help. We need more men. Go get those things. He like kind of points over his shoulder, but doesn't even really look himself.
Yeah, right. We need to knock him unconscious.
It's your turn. It's your guy's action. Yes, this is the bottom of the round. You all have 2 actions if you'd like to use them.
808 will step forward and kind of like impose himself and say, "You're not going anywhere. We have enough people here to deal with this."
So you're going to try to intimidate them?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it might be easier for him than me.
Go ahead and make a will attack. like trying to impose your will on these guys
Mm-hmm.
to like stay put.
And I'm going to argue for a boon
Mm-hmm.
being clockwork, and specifically being a clockwork with no face. And
your job has been to investigate and intimidate people in the first place.
Right. But in my previous, first of all, I was a laborer, but also I was my other profession was an informant. So I know how to coerce information and that kind of stuff from unwilling people. So that's my argument for an additional.
Informant is more about gathering information and doing it maybe stealthily and like covertly, and then bringing it back to your employer.
Okay.
I will give you the boon for just being a big burly clockwork.
Okay.
He's our big burly clockwork. We need it.
Okay. Yeah, they back down. They're not going anywhere. But the guy's like doesn't want to get back in the fight either. He's like, I'll just stay with you guys then.
Yeah, you can be a chicken shit, but you're not leaving.
Okay.
So, are these guys having effect? I think it sounded like they're just so quick that it's tough to get any kind of damage in on them. Right?
Yeah, they're hard to hit. They're fast. You did see one of them was
blinded,
and then disappeared in a cloud of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like driven off.
So they are not of this world.
Let's see here. Yeah. And it's the start of a new round. So at the start of this new round, these the remaining two batlings, they too disappear in a cloud of smoke.
That's convenient. So there's nobody left fighting the guildsmen?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Slick Charlie. Your friends are all right. You must be so relieved.
Kind of mutters under his breath. No help, no thanks to you. What are you guys doing down here anyway? The treasure's ours. We'll find it first.
You
like
can
stomps off to it like his companions.
You can have the treasure. We're here to stop the plague.
Fuck the plague. And they like kind of get together and sort of have a confab, as it were. Sort of bandage up one of the wounds on the arm of one of the wounded guys.
I hear a dog.
What will you do?
Sorry, I'm editing a photo here.
That's fine.
The die's in the way for me. All right, now we're good. I think we should enter the room and find out what the hell's going on here.
Okay, so coming into the room, these guys like kind of just look over their shoulder at you, shake their heads, and they disappear behind this door. You see a door to the south, and they just kind of go through it.
Well, Rodolfo, where do we need to go? What are we looking for?
The source of all the corruption. He looks around. It's not here.
Yeah, I got that. Do you have an idea of what we're looking for? Vague size?
He doesn't. Like, he starts to say, like, plaguish vapors, black stones, mutated beasts. He's just
Yeah, I get it. You're improvising. Hey, we've done it. We do it too. All right, I get it. You'd have no idea. You're just hoping.
Right.
Great. Now we're stuck with you.
So, should we follow them to make sure that they don't get up to no good? Or should we go a different way?
I have no trouble with the concept of following them.
Should we try to do it quietly?
Well, they're rogues. They're going to be sneaky and try and ambush us. So actually, what is this to the east of us here? Are these just alcoves?
They're doors, actually. So to the east, you can see a short passageway that ends in a door, and then further to the south on the east there's also another door, and then due south there's the door where the guildmen went through. Oh, you can still see what they see. You can see what they see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a room down there. So
there's a room. They went through. You assumed as much, right?
Caught a glimpse as they went through. Yeah.
You assumed as much that they would go into another room, but you don't hear anything happening back there.
No fighting, no screaming.
No fighting, no screaming there, and I should have fixed it, though the light is still a problem.
So Nils, should we go east or should we go to the northern or southern doors in the east?
I would say the northern, just again to try to not get stuff
distance
behind us. Yeah.
Yeah. So can we assume, like we did with Opie and Will, that we are listening and being cautious, not just opening doors and blundering through?
Sure. You can do that.
I don't see
a
reason to say it every single time. You assume that we were being cautious, seasoned adventurers when we open doors.
Right.
And you can make any die rolls that we might need to make, like,
right.
Oh, that poison needle just pierced your hand nicely.
Right. I think that's fixed the light problem that I had.
Yeah, I can no longer see the room to the south of us.
Yes.
A little disappointed about that. I was feeling rather clairvoyant.
Let's see. So listening at the door. Go ahead and give me a perception challenge, one of you.
Not me. Oh, a perception. Yeah, my perception's not that great.
Just looking for a 10. Yeah, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
It's mostly because the Rudolfo's like talking with his men. Oh, were you guys able to go through that door? That's weird. Hang on, I'll tell you what you see. Dynamic lighting. Huh, that's weird. You shouldn't have been able to pass that door, but you did somehow. Because restrict movement isn't on. Do that. All right, this should fix the flashing that you were seeing, I think, Peter, when you move around. Kind of fixes it. All right, you guys are there. So this is a library, clearly. It's loaded with books, weird statue, strange sacrificial knives, goblets and bones, and like a couple of weird reading chairs.
Mike will be so disappointed he wasn't here for the library.
And it doesn't look like there's any exits out of this room other than to the north, which goes back to the main
Correct.
room.
Correct.
Okay. Does Rodolfo feel his spider sense tingling?
Like, no, the corruption's not here. This
Yeah.
place is pretty foul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's another door. Or another, looks like there's another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go down that side passage.
Oh, there's a side passage. Okay.
Don't step in that blood right there.
Ew.
They're never gonna get their deposit back on this place. The room of Starfloor.
Those are caltrops.
They're big caltrops.
They're actually pillows.
Oh,
And
that's not good.
It's the
They're-
Spanish Inquisition.
Some of them are, a lot of them are like kind of small throw pillows, but a few of them are kind of big, like giant beanbag size pillows.
So like a room where people would sit around on the floor talking about stuff.
Right. And then there's sort of the passageway to your immediate south is like sort of an archway.
Okay.
Are the pillows corrupted?
They're stained and bloody and kind of awful. That might be poop on that one. You're not sure.
Don't touch it. Don't touch anything. Or you gotta get covered in Purell.
And then you can see it. I don't know why it keeps flashing the dynamic lighting. It's weird.
I just think of it as like old Ray Harryhausen effects. So like the original King Kong.
What's going on?
I know, the CGI was so bad in that.
All right, let's try that. Does that do anything? No, that still flashes the stuff when you move around, right?
Mm-hmm. Must bust a move. Must bust a move.
So we've got a small hallway which looks like prison cells.
Yeah, you can tell that they're like kind of these barred doors down each of these corridors.
Mm-hmm.
Do we hear anything from there down that way?
Make a perception challenge.
I think we each can make a perception challenge since we're at separate hallways looking down, right?
Sure, if you want to. Nope.
Even with a +3, I still don't make
Oh, I
it.
rolled a D10.
That's not gonna work.
You have a
Well,
1 in 10 chance of making roll. I rolled better on the D10. No, we don't hear nothing.
Yeah, it's because the devotees are like talking like, what would anybody do in this place? One of them's like retching.
I swear to God, there's a reason you guys are almost dead. Suck.
So I'm guessing the one to the north heads back west. Is there something to the east of this room, or is that just the end of the wall? There's the wall. Okay. Let's head south.
Down the middle.
Yeah.
I could check the cells, but I have a feeling that what we want is not in the cells. But
right, and I have a feeling that we don't want to know what is in the cells.
Yeah, it's probably tentacles.
Yeah, so as you start walking down this hall, coming up from the north is this huge shambling fellow. He's big, kind of hunched over. He's dragging one hand on the ground, and he's like sort of trailing it through these couple pools of blood where there's some smashed, what you think might have been a person, but it's like smashed beyond all kind of belief. And he looks up and
Now this is an inhuman giant fellow.
It looks like just a really big guy. Think like Mike Pepper twice.
Wow.
It's an ogre.
Let's see here. Where are my rules?
It's like even bigger than Nils.
And he looks up at you and goes, "Arr!" and we go to black.
Next month, find out what happens to the X-Men.
Right. Well, that was fun, guys. Thanks
It's
for
a great place to stop it too.
Yeah. Why don't we do our normal hits or misses? How about for you, Peter? Hits or misses tonight?
It was a miss that we didn't have Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the role playing. Another hit was the interacting with the other character, the NPC, and those little fuckers are going to come back. Or I hope we find their dead bodies.
Yeah, I hope that was on
plus.
that. I hope that was what was on his knuckles.
That's it. So, yeah, the hits was some great role playing opportunities we had here, and miss was no Ethan.
How about for you, Nils?
They
don't, and I'll remind you that this is a chance for you also to give me a critique about the gameplay or the tone, or maybe something about the scene that you didn't like, or things that were unclear, and that's fine. I'm just looking for that kind of feedback to help sort of improve. But we've been doing this for a little while, and it seems to be getting better every session, at least from my perspective.
Yeah,
you guys may not feel the same way.
I didn't like taking damage.
Oh yeah, you guys kind of got all trying to fight your way through the shadows was pretty challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Well, trying to move through quickly and fight as little as possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not having used character sheets before for the monsters, I'm not sure the benefit. I don't know what the benefit is for you, but spending the time to have you do that. Obviously, once you set it up, then you can have it set up for the rest of however long we're using those monsters. But it seemed like it was not something that was beneficial overall and compared to the amount of time.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I got sidetracked by the shiny tech, and I was like, "Oh, look at that!"
Right.
Filling
the
character
because painting eyes.
Yeah, filling the character sheet probably doesn't take too long. Maybe 5+ minutes. Maybe not even that many. It's like a dozen fields, right? It shouldn't take that long to fill it out. But I think it's also the unfamiliarity for me about, oh, what does this thing do? Oh man, it's got that. Oh shit, how do I remind myself about that?
Right, but I guess what I'm wondering is what is the benefit of having a character sheet as opposed to just creating a macro for the attack rolls?
Right, or just typing in R1d20
Yeah.
+6 +2d6 and then just figuring it out from there.
Right.
If you take a look at the you can see the character sheets in the character sheet folder. They should be public, and you could take a look at what they are. I don't mind.
I don't see anything other than our party's character sheets.
Oh, that's because that.
And I guess for a game like this where you have some specialized die rolls with boons and things like that, I could see that would be the benefit. In that case, there would be a benefit, but some it's more straightforward game. It seems like just the macros would be sufficient.
There you should be able to see what's called Monster One, possibly.
No, but that's fine. I see a character sheet that's just it's called character sheet and it's blank. But other than that,
I don't see nothing.
The benefit, the boon and the bane. The boon is getting into a dungeon. It's nice to, be creeping around corridors and getting into the, an actual dungeon crawl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's also, it's obviously not a straightforward dungeon crawl because there's another party and there's, what's the purpose of that other party and why is it that they're, are they really here to steal the treasure or are they here to? There we go. I see Monster 2. That kind of thing. So that was my.
Right.
Bing,
Right.
boom,
Right.
boom.
Right. I like you repurposing it from hits and misses to banes and boons for this
Yeah,
system.
it works really well. It's perfect.
So for me, the boon was definitely getting to play tonight.
Mhm.
Even with just two, I think that even the small groups are working fine. I imagine even a group of one could work. And if we ever get to that point, maybe we'll mess around with that and see what that feels like. I really liked the how are you going to get through the dark cellar problem with the and I really like seeing 808's like, oh, I'm going to make this thing.
Yeah, his
Let me
go-go
tell you about
gadget
this
moment.
thing. Yeah, that was cool.
That was very cool.
That's true, because I was looking at this bag and thinking, okay, I discover a new tradition of magic, but I don't get any spells, and I get this bag of junk. This seems pretty lame. But then I guess not. So that's I'm glad it was of use that and we were able to come up with something that was able to drive the story forward.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think it's a perfect tool. I mean, it's a perfect tool for doing exactly that. It's a moment to say, hey, I got a creative way to get us to the next step, and for Aaron to go, oh, I like that, and yeah, I think we have to be really creative in using that.
Yeah, so I thought the tactical problem of getting through the shadow room was pretty interesting and pretty engaging for me. And like, oh, what's going to happen here, and how's that going to work, and what would these things do, and all that kind of stuff.
Taste my blade.
Right. Yeah, that was huge. On the Bane side, I think I'm with you. I can get distracted a little bit too much by like the shiny, like trying to fix the parchment on the sketch pad or fiddling with the monster character sheet or all of that. I think that's just going to move a little bit faster. And I think I should probably follow my own precepts, which are do the game master stuff in the background while players are doing stuff.
Oh, that's
like
a good
while
idea.
you guys are engaged doing your things, I can be doing my stuff kind of silently in the background and kind of winging it until then, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's a good reminder for myself. So good session tonight. I hope Ethan enjoys the recording and it's not working too hard for the man.
That is a boon on this, that if he can make it next week, he gets to. That was one of Nils's concerns, would be complete something that he had started and wouldn't get to finish. Maybe he'll get to finish it with us.
Right. I don't even want to know what the pillows are for. You know what they're for. All right, I'm going to stop the broadcast.
It's not for reading circle.
It's not a reading circle.